All right, y'all was interested in me breaking down this Area 51 theory that I have. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, this is only my thoughts. This is nothing of actual, factual, anything. So, government, do not try to comfort me. And I'm gonna walk y'all through this the way that I started unraveling this, so that we can go through this in chronological order, the way that I started finding things. Okay, so it started with me seeing this video from this creator AHS Told You, where they was talking about this episode, well, this season of American Horror Story. It was like the double feature season where like they talked about aliens and Area 51, all of that other stuff. But in this particular part of the season, they were talking about experimenting on American citizens to get the quote unquote perfect hybrid. And so that led me to do a little investigation of my own, if you will. And this is what I found first. So apparently, like, people that have worked at Area 51 are coming out and speaking about possible DNA changes that has occurred from testing that they do there. And I have not seen this on like any American publications. I've only found this on like European sites. So I don't know if they're actively trying to cover up the story or what. Area 51 veterans are now hitting out at the government, claiming they were handed a death sentence without their knowledge by working at the site. David Cree, a former Air Force sergeant who served at the NTTR from 1983 through 1987. Cree is one of a number of veterans speaking out that claims that over 490 people have died from severe illnesses since working at the facility. At the House Veterans Affairs Committee earlier this year, Cree said that his time at the base permanently altered his DNA. What the fuck? And like that was so crazy. And he goes into detail about it. My wife had three miscarriages. One of the guys that I worked with, his wife had seven miscarriages. All four of my children were born with birth defects or significant health problems. It's not their fault. I'm not saying it's mine, but I brought it home. It was in my DNA that was permanently altered from low dose, long term ionization radiation exposure. Now, we will never know the full extent of the testing or what they do as a whole at Area 51, because it is such a secretive place. And quite honestly, the government refused to acknowledge the location of Area 51 for like decades. This man, David Cree, and other people that he worked with developed tumors and lipomas on their bodies. And the U.S. Department of Defense said is denying his story and other veterans who worked there because of the fact their records are quote unquote data mass, meaning they're unable to get access to Veteran Affairs, which provides essential health care to eligible vet, military veterans. That is so crazy that they are denying these people who worked directly for the military access to health care, all because of the fact that they are speaking out against radiation poisoning. And of course, they always say that it's a that the Area 51 is a testing base for Air Force, military operations and whatnot. But quite honestly, we would never know the full details because they have this huge mountain that the base is basically built into. There's no telling what they have inside of the mountain, not on the base itself, inside of the mountain. And before I get into this part, introducing this man, Munir Baretfa, I, I might be saying that incorrectly. This taking place during the 1960s. So Lyndon B. Johnson is taking over for presidency since JFK has been gotten. Which here's my conspiracy with that. I think he was taking out JFK because of the fact he did not want the United States to be in partnership with uh, that country that does not exist, which I will get into that with this man in the next part. So come back for part two.